Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's Anthony, your professional yapper, and we are back with another episode of Kingdom Hearts Lore Dive. And I'm not looking forward to this because this is where shit starts getting really complicated. And yeah, and before anybody gets in the comments talking about Anthony, the lore is not that complicated, you're being over dramatic. The literal fucking series creator, Tetsuya Nomura, literally got on an interview and said that even he has to watch YouTube videos to understand the plot. Also, Nomura, if you're watching this, hi. Also, where the fuck is Kingdom Hearts 4, Nomura? Anyways, thank you guys for tuning into the channel, and let's get into this. Today we're gonna be talking about Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts Recoded, and Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Okay, let's start with Kingdom Hearts 2 because I'm not gonna drag out this intro like the last one. Okay, so remember Roxas from the last episode? He's gonna be very important, and this game picks up right after the end of 358 over 2 days, where Roxas wakes up in the data version of Twilight Town and gets ready for his quote-unquote summer vacation. Roxas spends his summer vacation with his friends Hainer, Pence, and Olette, and during the summer vacation, strange things start to happen around the town, and Roxas starts having dreams about Sora. Also, remember Axel? Yeah, he's here too, looking for Roxas. But Roxas doesn't remember him, and it makes him very, very sad. Roxas ends up meeting Naminé at an old mansion, and Naminé explains to Roxas who he really is, about everything about Sora, and the fact that he is a nobody, and all of that. And Roxas and Naminé are confronted by Diz, and Diz ends up confronting Roxas, and Diz ends up showing Roxas Sora. Diz shows Roxas Sora in his little egg pod thing, and Roxas finally goes back into Sora, and Sora wakes up. Roxas, no, I'm sad now. Now that the depressing ass 2-hour long ass prologue is over, let's move on to the real story. Sora ends up waking up from the egg thing, and him, Donald, and Goofy end up meeting with Master Yen Sid, and Sora is sent on another journey throughout the worlds, but not before getting a new outfit. And Maleficent is resurrected and teams up with P. And Sora travels to new and returning worlds to solve problems caused by Organization 13, which is the guys that we met in Days. And I'm gonna keep this section just like Kingdom Hearts 1. I'm gonna keep it short because the Disney stuff in the Disney worlds in this game are kind of just like the plot of the movie with Sora, Donald, and Goofy just randomly plopped in there. So yeah. Except for Timeless River. And Tron, kind of. But then there's a little bit of fight with the organization, but we are going to talk about Hollow Bastion. So Sora actually learns a lot of pretty important information in Hollow Bastion throughout the multiple visits. So Mickey ends up telling Sora that the Ansem he defeated was an imposter of a man named Ansem the Wise. And we also learned about a man named Xehanort, who we will learn more about later, but he will be very important, I promise. The Ansem that Sora defeated was Xehanort's Heartless, and Xemnas, the leader of Organization 13, is Xehanort's Nobody. Remember that golden rule I kept screaming about last episode? Yep, this is why. And Sora revisits all of the worlds, but we're not going to touch on that because... And then Sora, but throughout his second visits through the world, Sora's visit is aided by a hooded figure that he believes to be Riku. Now get ready, y'all, this is where shit starts getting real. Sora, Donald, and Goofy end up in the world that never was, which is the base of operations for Organization 13. They follow a path to the world through Twilight Town, and Axel actually ends up sacrificing himself for Sora, Donald, and Goofy. But yeah, also he kidnapped Kairi, by the way. I literally glossed over that entire little side story in my research, but he literally kidnaps Kairi when she ends up in Twilight Town. Sora ends up finding Kairi and Riku, but Riku has been changed to look like Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness, aka Xehanort's Heartless. Diz actually reveals himself to be the true Ansem, Ansem the Wise, and he tries to use a device to harness the power of Kingdom Hearts. but the device self-destructs, engulfing Ansem and restoring Riku to his original form. Okay, so Sora, Donald, Goofy, Mickey, Riku, Kairi, the whole gang all team up to go to the world that never was to find Xemnas, and when they finally make it towards the top, Sora and Riku are separated from the rest of the group, and they have to fight Xemnas alone. They fight like this big old boat ship thing similar to the Ansem fight from Kingdom Hearts 1, and they end up fighting Xemnas in this final form in the hardest fucking boss battle in the history of video games. This shit almost made me break my controller like 3 times. Like, this took me like 2 days. Xemnas is so fucking OP for no reason, and after finally beating Xemnas, Sora and Riku are trapped in the realm of darkness, but they are saved by Kairi, who finally does something for once and writes a letter, and they are magically able to return to the realm of light. For some reason, none of this shit makes sense, but we're just gonna go with it. And after returning to the realm of light, Sora and Riku end up back on Destiny Islands, where they reunite with Kairi, Donald, Goofy, and Mickey, and everybody's happy. It seems like everybody's reunited. What we've been working towards for the past like 3 to 4 games now. Everybody's finally reunited, and it seems like everything is finally over, or so we think. There is a post-credit scene where Sora, Riku, and Kairi get a letter from King Mickey, but we don't know what is in that letter until the next game. And fun fact before I move on, Kingdom Hearts 2 was actually originally could have been the end of the series, but Tetsuya Nomura decided to continue the story, and now we have this long-ass, complicated-ass Kingdom Hearts that we have today. I'm just kidding, I love this series with all my heart, no pun intended, regardless of how convoluted it is. Okay, now we're moving on to the worst game in the fucking series, Kingdom Hearts Recoded. I'm just kidding, I'm not going to be too harsh on it, but we are going to move really fast. Alright, let's talk about this little fucker. You might think this is just Sora, but no, this is actually Data Sora, who is a computer version of Sora who was created by Mickey, and we're going to learn about that later. Before I start, I just want to say, if I ever saw this little piece of shit on my damn computer, I'm dragging him into the trash and clicking empty trash. Okay, I stole that joke from Regular Pat. I'm sorry. I love you, dude. You're one of my favorite Kingdom Hearts YouTubers. Okay, I'm gonna hurry up and speedrun this shit because I really want to get to perfect sleep. So, Mickey, Donald, Goofy, and Jiminy are in Disney Castle in their computer. Jiminy is organizing his journal that he uses to write down his adventures. If you know, in the first 2 Kingdom Hearts games, there's like a little thing called Jiminy's Journal, where every time you do something, an entry is added to his journal. But in one of them, the entire journal is empty except for 2 phrases. Thank Nominee and their hurting will be mended when you return to end it. Those are the only 2 things that are written down in this journal. And then we meet Data Sora. Like I just said, he was created by Mickey to uncover the secrets of the journal. In the real world, Mickey and the gang are attacked by Heartless, and they end up in the Data world where they are saved by Data Sora. A cloaked figure, who is Jiminy's journal manifested as Riku, shows up. Data Sora encounters real world Maleficent and Pete. Maleficent destroys Data Sora's Keyblade. Data Sora makes his way into Hollow Bastion and regains the Keyblade. Mickey takes Data Sora to Castle Oblivion, and Sora is confronted by a dark figure that is revealed to be Data Roxas. Data Sora meets Data Nominee. She tells Sora that he is the key to connecting everything through his ties with her, Roxas, Axel, and Xion. Data Nominee tells Data Sora about 3 people, Terra, Aqua, and Ven, who we're gonna learn about later, who are the ones referenced in the message. Your hurting will be mended when you return to end it. Mickey sends a letter to the real Sora, which is the same letter that Sora, Riku, and Kairi get at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2. And Mickey and Yensid learn that Xehanort has been revived due to Ansem and Xemnas being defeated, and Yensid orders Mickey to summon Sora and Riku for their Mark of Mastery exam. Okay, now we're finna move on to an actually good game, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, probably my favorite out of all of the non-number titles. Instead of going forward in the timeline, we're gonna go back a little bit, 10 years before Kingdom Hearts 1 to be exact. Our story begins with 3 young Keyblade wielders, Terra, Aqua, and Ventus. They're being trained by their master Ericus. Before we begin our story, let's meet our 3 young Keyblade wielders. Okay, let's start with this fucking piece of shit, this fucking edgelord, this fucking hot topic looking ass bitch can't even dress right. If Terra has no fucking haters, then I'm dead. I am the biggest Terra I'm just kidding. Anyways, we have Terra, a young Keyblade wielder who dreams of being a Keyblade master, but struggles to keep his darkness in check. I can't control my darkness, head ass bitch. Moving on. Okay, let me stop bullying Terra, and let's move on to the 2 that I actually do like. Now let's meet Ventus, my sweet little cinnamon roll, my baby boy. He's oftenly referred to as Ven. He is a naive, spunky young Keyblade wielder with secrets of his past, and he looks a lot like Roxas for some reason, and don't worry, they're not gonna explain that at all. And I'm just gonna spoil it right now. This entire game could have been avoided if you would have just went the fuck home. Okay, I'm kidding. Okay, now we're moving on to Mother, aka Aqua, the best character in this series. I love her, she's queen. Aqua is a very young Keyblade master who is very skilled in magic and tries her best to uphold the rule of law, and she is going to get absolutely fucking screwed over in this game. But no, I will not tolerate any Aqua slander. We stan Aqua on this channel, Miss Queen. And they are all trained by this motherfucker, Mr. Ericus, this man who is obsessed with the damn light and who we're gonna talk about later because I have so much to fucking say about this man. Okay, let me chill on Terra because Terra's not even the worst character in the series. It's this motherfucker, this bitch. I hate Ericus. If Ericus has no haters, I'm dead. Okay, enough with the introductions. Let's get to the story. Aqua, Ventus, and Terra are training together in the Land of Departure by Master Ericus. They are really good friends, and the night before, Aqua and Terra are preparing to take their Mark of Mastery exams to become Keyblade Masters. During the Mark of Mastery, Aqua passes, but due to being unable to keep his darkness in check, Terra fails, and this causes a rift in the trio and their friendship. Master Xehanort, who is also here, disappears. Oh, I forgot about that old ass bitch. Hang on, wait a minute. Okay, remember when I said about Ansem and Xemnas and who they come from? Yeah, this bald ass, ugly ass bitch. Yeah, that's Xehanort. And he's going to be extremely important later on. But Xehanort disappears, and Ericus sends Terra out into the worlds to destroy the Unverse and find Xehanort. I mentioned the Unverse in the beginning when I was talking about the enemies, so I'm not even gonna go on that, but they're creatures who are created from negative emotions. Anyways, and Ven ends up going after him, and Aqua is tasked with monitoring Terra and bringing Ven home. And this game is actually split between 3 campaigns, and you have to do all 3 of their campaigns to complete the story, and I'm just gonna explain now. So Terra spends most of his world visits working with the villains of that world, such as Maleficent and the Evil Queen, and then spends most of his world visits just doing random shit and looking for Terra, but he also ends up meeting Mickey Mouse for some reason. Aqua spends most of her world visits as a hero and protector, just trying to bring her friends home, but she also teams up with Mickey. And throughout the story, we learn about Xehanort's apprentice of Vanitas and his connection to Ven, and he was also the one who convinced Ven to go after Terra. Vanitas is actually Ven's darkness, and we're gonna talk more about Vanitas when we get to towards the end of the game where we learn more about Ven. The 3 briefly reunite at Radiant Garden, which is actually the real name of Hollow Bastion, which I forgot to mention when we were talking about Kingdom Hearts 2. But anyways, Aqua actually ends up meeting a young version of Kairi and protects her from the young verse, and protects her with some kind of spell. And yeah, Aqua tries to convince Ven to go home, but he refuses, and the 3 split up once again. And and Aqua and Ven are both worried about Terra because they've been hearing about the things he's been doing in the worlds, and they try to save him. In both of their stories, Terra and Aqua actually end up in Destiny Islands, and they both meet young versions of Sora and Riku. Terra gives Riku the power to wield the Keyblade, and Aqua is shocked by the parallels between Sora and Riku and Ven and Terra, and she doesn't end up passing the Keyblade to either one of them because she sees that Terra already passed on the Keyblade to Riku, and let's just address the fact that Terra literally passed on a lifetime of trauma onto a young boy, but we're gonna ignore that for now on. And Ven comes across Master Xehanort, who reveals his true plan to forge the X-Blade. It's actually called the Keyblade, because like X means key in like Latin or something, but I'm just calling it the X-Blade, not to confuse myself, and because it sounds cooler. The X-Blade is a powerful weapon that can control Kingdom Hearts, forged when light and darkness clash. In this case, Ven is the light and Vanitas is the darkness, and Ericus knew all along. That's why I hate him. He knew about this all along, and still decided to take Ven in. And Ven returns to the land of departure, where Ericus attacks him to try to stop the X-Blade from being forged, but Terra shows up and fucking kills Ericus. Yeah, never mind, not too much on Terra, we love Terra, and I like Terra now, I forgot he killed this motherfucker. Okay, let me get this straight. So this motherfucker, who already knew about everything with the Keyblade and the light and the darkness, tries to strike down a literal child, despite already knowing all of this, because darkness bad. Yes, Terra did nothing wrong, fuck Ericus. And Ven ends up on Destiny Islands, where he actually learns a lot about his past from Vanitas. Ventus was once Xehanort's apprentice, but Xehanort deemed Ventus' heart as too weak, so he extracted all of the darkness from his heart to create Vanitas. And Aqua learns about Ericus' death from Yensid, and the three head to the Keyblade Graveyard. And the Keyblade Graveyard is what remains from the Keyblade War, which we'll learn about later. And an epic battle ensues. Xehanort freezes Ven, Vanitas knocks Aqua unconscious, Terra unleashes the darkness in his heart, allowing Xehanort to unlock his own heart and transfer it into Terra's body, creating Terranort. Ven saves Aqua and Vanitas possesses Ven, creating the X-Blade, and Aqua and Mickey fight possessed Ventus. Ventus fights Vanitas from within. Aqua shatters the X-Blade, and as Ven defeats Vanitas, and Ven loses his heart in the process. Mickey saves Ven and Aqua. Ven has fallen into a deep sleep. Aqua takes Ven into the land of departure, uses Ericus' Keyblade to unlock the Chamber of Waking and turn it into Castle Oblivion. Aqua dives into the darkness to save Terra, not knowing that he got Norted. Terranort becomes Ansem the Wise's apprentice, and Ven's heart goes into Sora, but we're not done here yet. There is a secret episode of Birth by Sleep where Terra and Xehanort are fighting for control. Ericus' heart is revealed to be inside Terra. Aqua encounters Ansem the Wise in the Realm of Darkness, and this is after the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, and Ansem tells Aqua about Sora, the hope for all of them and the hope for the future of the light. And that concludes Birth by Sleep, and that also concludes this video. Stay tuned for the next episode where I will be talking about Kingdom Hearts Key Back Cover, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, and Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep, which is a follow-up to this game revolving around Aqua. This has been a very fun series to do. I really love making these, and yeah, regardless of how convoluted this lore is. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching. Quick little thing, I just want to credit all the Kingdom Hearts YouTubers who inspired me to start making videos about Kingdom Hearts, to even start this channel. I just want to thank Prodigy, Regular Pat, Skyward Wing, and Cynical for being the ones who inspired me to start this channel. And yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow all of my socials, and this is Anthony, your professional yapper, signing out.